Porsches. I'm mad for Porsches. I'm here at JCT in Leeds, the biggest car showroom for sports cars in Europe. So let's check out what they've got to offer. This is Cid Bell, manager of specialist cars here at JCT 600 in Leeds. Now this is a Maserati, Cid, and it's a more unusual buy for someone because you don't see that many of them on the road, obviously.
That's right.
How would you sell me this car then?
Well, the Maserati 3200 GT Coupé is a totally new model from Maserati. Recently they were bought out by Ferrari. In fact, this model was launched in September '98, but it's got the combination of looks, speed and back seats that you can actually use for a change. 0 to 60 of about 5 seconds and a top speed of 175 miles an hour.
Wow, so you could get a good speeding ticket in this car then?
You certainly could, but it's also a usable car, with the back seats being big enough for children or indeed adults. A lot of the competitors, the back seats are just really for shopping basically. You could go grand touring in the car or use it around town.
So who would be your ideal customer then for this car?
Anybody with enough money.
But you'd say that about all the cars then, wouldn't you really?
What we tried to do is tailor match the car to the kind of customer. Some people need a two-seater sports car, some people need a day-to-day supercar. Something like the Maserati is a day-to-day supercar. You may choose to go for a Ferrari, which is a two-seater car, or indeed in the same establishment we've got Porsche as well. So we have to talk to the customer, find out their requirements and find a car that suits what they need, although a lot of our customers have several cars from different stables anyway.
So would you say that people know exactly what they're looking for before they come into the showroom then?
People have generally arrived at the showroom with an idea of what they want, and then it's for us to fine-tune it and make sure that we sell them the right car, because it's not about selling one car, it's about building a relationship with the customer. Probably we'll end up getting the cars back, they'll change flavours. Next time we'll go, right, I fancy a different colour, or maybe this time we'll go for the Maserati or the Porsche or whatever. So it's a matter of building up relationships. It's not just about selling a car and getting them out the door.
So how would you know if someone was a real potential customer or just trying to take you for a ride and drive a nice car?
It's difficult. The first thing you mustn't do is prejudge, because we can get people coming in here dressed like builders, but they may own the building company. Or you get somebody turns up on a motorbike, but he may just be on his day off and he's the chairman of a company. So you never judge a book by its covers, but through talking to people, qualifying their needs, what they're driving at the moment, whether they've got a business, how they're going to fund the car, you will find out whether it's somebody just coming for a joyride or somebody that will potentially be interested in one of your products. This car runs from about 60 to 66,000, but we've got products here that run from about 20,000 up to 175,000, so you can see the disparity in prices that we've got. We don't do extended test drives, i.e. you can't borrow the car overnight, because we don't do unaccompanied test drives. Simply because the cars that we sell are so fast, they're also very dangerous, and it's our moral and legal obligation to make sure that we're with you when you're driving the car, to show you how it works, how to use the controls and how to use it safely.
And do you often get lottery winners in here then?
We've had them from time to time, and in fact we've had lottery winners that originally came just to look round the showroom and then came back and bought a car after they'd won the lottery because of the way that we'd looked after them initially. But if you were to pop into the showroom, it's not just about finding out how much money you've got. You may come in thinking you've only got a certain amount of money to spend, but when we look at the finances of it, you may be able to afford a car more expensive, or indeed sometimes people have come in wanting a car that's more expensive and we have to say, well, hold on, you probably may be 1 or 2 years away from owning one of those. What about having one of these first? And we'll work our way into that. As I say, it's a relationship thing.
As I say, but surely people who buy a £150,000 car just pay it off in one go, don't they?
No,
no.
No. Some people will just do it from their own personal finances, but clever people keep their money, they use their money to make money and fund the cars through financing companies and various other means.
Well, if you like Ferraris, this must be your idea of heaven, because take a look around, you're surrounded by them. Now this is the 355. Sell it to me, because you know I'm not a Ferrari woman.
Ah, right. 355 GTS. Until recently, the 360 has just taken over from the 355, but until recently this has been the singularly most successful Ferrari ever made. V8, 3.5 litre, very fast. It's combined performance, looks, reliability and style. Now, and you can get the roof off in the summer. You must want it.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't like the back. I just don't like the back end of it. The new Ferrari, that on the other hand,
Yeah.
now that could tickle my fancy. So I wanted to buy one of those. Could I get one straight away?
No, you'd be looking at a waiting list that stretches into about 2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many are they making a year then?
Ferrari make about 3,500 cars per year for the whole of the world market. Now, if you put that in perspective, Porsche make knocking on 50,000 cars a year. So you can see just how individual a Ferrari is. I'm not knocking a Porsche, but they're for different markets, basically. If you think about the 360, the reason you like the back of that is it looks like the 550 Maranello, which is the one that Beckham drives.
Yes.
The new 360 Modena was launched at the Geneva Motor Show this year. And has already broken sales records. As I say, it's already got a waiting list, and that's a deposited waiting list of 2003. That means people have already paid their deposits and will be waiting until 2003 before they see the cars.
And how much would that set me back then?
They're running from about £102,000 upwards, depending on specification. You may want to pick the F1 gearbox, which is the paddle change, like on Schumacher's racing car, or you may go for the 6-speed gearbox. It's totally up to you.
So how much would this car behind us set me back then?
This car behind us is about £90,000, which you would probably say isn't much less than it was when it was new.
I was going to say, it's not even new.
That's the thing. Ferraris have the best residual value of any car in the marketplace, and indeed, because the 360 is so popular and there's such a long waiting list, it's made the 355 retain its desirability. People are tending to order a 355 and then order a 360 for 2 to 3 years' time. So that's why they hold the money so well.
So have you ever had somebody buy one day and bring it back the next day with a big ding saying, oh, my foot slipped, or I couldn't take a bend quite as well as I expected?
Yeah, it has happened. But generally, if we do our job right and we take people out on a demonstration, then take them out again when they're collecting the car, just to show them the ropes, show them the dynamics of the car, because the thing is, with a rear engine car, if you lose the back end, it's very hard to get it back under control. They have supreme grip in the dry, but they have exactly the opposite of that in the wet. So if a customer remembers that, they'll be okay.
So what would you say is the essence of a Ferrari?
It's hard to put your finger on it. Ferrari is an enigma. It's a childhood fantasy of most young boys. It's the racing heritage. It's the fact that it is the pinnacle of driving perfection. I can't put my finger on what it is, but when I drive one, the smile on my face, you get out of the car, you look back at it, it does it to you. And to actually put it into words would be very difficult. Well, it's poetry in motion in its own right, but it is an enigma.